Alright, what's up guys? It's Mitch Ordidi back from Hunters for Hire, and today I'm finally making the bow video set for my 10 best bows that I use in the game right now. It's been a long time since the last video, but if you're coming here on PC, I would click the last video I made, my last 10 strongest bow sets. That's going to be down in the description. I don't want you to waste your time watching this right now when that stuff is not out on PC yet. So we'll put that down there. The bow sets and that are still really good on PC, but for this is with all the new monsters and all the new armor sets that are out. So just don't want to waste your time there. But also I'm going to give you guys a warning right now. This is going to be a pretty long video. I am going to put timestamps in this one down in the description. If you'd like to skip to a certain bow set, then you can go down there and click those timestamps. It'll take you directly to when I start talking about that set. Because it's, like I said, this video is going to be like 20-30 minutes most likely. But I do have two things I want to talk about real quick too. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate being one of them. I'm curious how many of you all are playing that game. And if you are playing it, if you would be interested in me making videos on it. But also, if you're not playing it yet, if you're thinking about getting it. So comment down in the description if you're playing it or thinking about getting it. And let me know if you think I should make some content on that as well. Because I do love that game. That game has 10 times the content World does. So there's a good chance I'm going to start playing it. I still got to go buy a Switch. I played it, the Japanese version, until I was like HR 300, but I'll just restart if you guys are interested in that. So like I said, please let me know on that. And then also, last thing, the Discord. We have a Discord for any platform. If you're PC, Xbox One, PS4, feel free to join the Discord if you want to play with me or play with anybody you see in these videos. The Discord's free. It's a great app. I absolutely love it. This is not like a sale or anything. Discord's just awesome. But the biggest thing is I'm just wanting to build a cool community in there and always have people to play with when anyone hops on. So we've had about 250 new people join the last few days, or 300. It's been a lot. So if you guys are interested in all, feel free to hop in and play with us. And that's all I got now. So that link will be down in the description as well. And also, one last thing too, Twitches. We're going to start streaming Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate if you're interested in watching that. My brother's Twitch link will be down in the description. I will likely stream it too. I'll put my Twitch link down as well, but at first he's going to be the one streaming. So if you're at all interested in hanging out with us on Twitch, or just want to see some Monster Hunter Generation Ultimate gameplay, see if you want to buy it or not, or if you want to play with them. If you want to play with them, best way is to join the Discord. Second best way is just talk to him in the Twitch chat. So that'll be down in the description as well. Alright, so let's get into these sets now. So it's going to be 10 sets. One of these sets, basically an 11th set, is going to be, it's a picture because I do not have the proper bow for it. But the first one we're going to go over is the newest bow that just came out. It's the Kulve Fire. So it's the bow that just got added to the weapon pool of Kulve, and I have to say it is really freaking good. It's not, I wouldn't say it's better than the Anjanath. It's about even with it, just because of the fact that it doesn't have the ability to put as many like attack skill options into it, because you do have to unlock free elements. So here we go. Here are all the abilities on the set. So as fire attack, level 3, which is the most you need. Don't go over fire attack 3. Free element, ammo up 3, critical eye 3, weak 6 weight 3. All the sets I'm showing are going to have constitution. Level 3 from the charm, so we're just going to go ahead and use that charm on all of them. You don't have to use a charm. You can use an attack charm or whatever you want if you feel like it. But if you're going to do that, you need to probably use a voucher and eat for feline black cat, or else you're going to run out of stamina consistently. So that's just an option you have, is to switch out that and just change what you eat. And with Black Cat mixed with Dash Juice, you're just about at the same level you are with Constitution mixed with Dash Juice. So overall, it's a good trade-off because you get a lot more damage. But this is just but using bows is already super expensive no matter how you do it, because the Dash Juices, those are really obnoxious to farm. So it's just a way to kind of save some of your resources at least. But then we're going to have Crit Boost 2, Attack Boost 1, and the 3 necessary bow abilities. So in every bow set, you want Normal Shot, Spread Shot, and Bow Charge Plus. If you don't have any of them, keep grinding. One thing is, like I said, if you guys want to join the Discord, we always are doing tempered monster runs here and there. And there's always people wanting to do that to unlock decorations. So if you're out of tempered monsters, or if you want people to do those with, just join the Discord. There's lots of people to do that with in there. But like I said, those 3 are super important to have. But I'm going to show my decorations real quick, and I'm going to talk about it for another minute as to why I don't think it outdoes the Anjanath bow. But here are the decorations, and the armor piece or Dragon King eye patch, the Roth Soulmail B. So these sets are going to be using the Rathalos, or a lot of these sets are going to be using the USJ event. It's a Japanese event that you can unlock the Rathalos Azure Starlord set. Yeah, that's what it's called, Azure Starlord, sorry. And if you want to get that, the best option is to look on Twitch for somebody hosting it. So if I can find some channels, then I will post that down in the description. But anytime those channels are live, I try to post that in the Discord as well, so anyone in there can just hop in and get it real quick. And you just join their session, they'll start the quest, you join their quest, and you just beat the quest and you get the stuff. You have to beat it a few times, so it does take about 30 minutes to an hour to get all of the armor unlocked, but those are a big necessity for using bow. Or for using the best bow sets possible right now. But if, like I said, if you don't have those, you can still make some pretty good sets. You just have to mix up some stuff. And I'm not saying these are the best sets either. One disclaimer to put real quick. These are just the sets I'm using. These are probably really close to whatever the best set is, if not the best set. But these are just my personal preference, best sets. And if you ever want to see the times that I get, you can... gosh dang it, that popped up. But you can check out the older videos, or I'm going to start making new speedrun videos as well. So that's all this. Here are the gems. One thing you do if you don't have multiple critical boosts, you can always swap out crit boost for flawless or challenger charms. So with that, you're going to get close to the same damage. I just always go for critical boost. It's just the skill I like the most. But with the other things, you're going to get pretty close to the same damage. I think critical boost ends up being more overall for just about any bow set because it's a 5% boost on each level you put in comparison to just attack of 5, which would maybe give you 1. 5% usually ends up giving you 2. So I always go for higher levels of crit boost. But that's it for, gosh dang it, sorry, the last thing for the Kulve set. So the Kulve set in compared to the Anjanath bow. The Kulve bow will show you right here. It has 30% base affinity. With the Anja bow, you're going to have, if you augment it a certain way, you'll have 10% base affinity coming out of it. So this is just so much better affinity-wise, so that when you're hitting a weak spot, you have 80% affinity right here, the whole class. But the thing with the Anja bow is you have the affinity booster down. If you're playing solo, you're going to kill most monsters really fast because weakness exploits 50% plus affinity booster is 50%. You have 100% affinity on every single arrow you shoot. So if you're speedrunning or playing solo to where you're going to kill the monster really fast because you're just really used to bow, the Anja bow is going to be your better option. Just because it outputs more damage because you don't have to put skills into free element ammo attack up, which I'm showing the Anja bow next. But for a long hunt, say Xeno'jiva, or if you're playing with friends, I feel as though the overall better bow for those hunts is going to be this Kulve Thunder arrow bow. So both bows are very usable. You can kind of pick whichever one you want. If you're not a speedrunner, then it doesn't really matter which one you use. Both are super good. So if you did not get the Thunder arrow fire, feel free to use this next set I'm going to show. And it will be just as good, honestly a little bit better, but only in those certain situations. So here's the set for the Anjanath bow. We're going to be using the Dragon King Eye Patch, the Empress Mail B, the Dragon Van Braces A, Rathalos Coil B, Azure Starlord Guards A, and the Fitness Charm as well again. And then with your, honestly by this point you guys know which mantles and stuff that you want to use, so that's personal preference, completely up to you. Anja bow, I definitely suggest using the affinity booster, but other than that, your mantle is completely up to you. I just like using impact for the constant KOs, especially playing multiplayer when you get a KO without using arrow rain, because I do use arrow rain occasionally, but it can trip up your allies. So using the impact mantle and avoiding arrow rain, or using it with arrow rain, either or, you get super fast, consistent KOs. But as you see with this, the biggest change between the two is this set has peak performance level 3, which is going to give a plus 20 attack, which is almost the same as attack boost 7, plus it has attack boost 2. So just between those two skills right there, that's attack plus 26, which isn't 26 points in attack, that's actually equates to more, but from the skill abilities, that's what that gives. And Critical Eye 3 for that 10% affinity boost. The Kulve Fire also, real quick, I augmented that for affinity. I'm pretty sure I showed it, but I didn't talk about it. But yeah, it's augmented for affinity. And I'll show my Anja bow augments as well and explain why I have those currently on there. But the augments are still personal preference as well. You still want to go for one affinity on any of the bows probably. But other than that, it's kind of based off what you're going to be hunting with that set bow. So I'm not going to talk over all the abilities. I want to try to get through this video somewhat fast. But The armor is going to be the Dragon King Eye Patch A, Empress Mail B, Draken Van Braces A, Rathalos Coil B, and here's where the Azure Starlord armor comes in for the first part, is going to be the legs. The legs are one of the most used Azure Starlord pieces you use. And then the Fitness Charm. And also with the Empress Mail B, I don't go for the 2 Empress Mail ability, or the 2 Empress Mail piece set boost. It is good, but you just lose so much in your other skills, and honestly, you have plenty of stamina to kill any monster ridiculously fast. So it is a good thing if you want to focus on trying to get 2 Empress pieces, go ahead. But for my sets, it's just not fitting to my playstyle. I feel as though it's not needed in any way whenever you can dash juice and constitution up. So with that, here's this set. I'm going to go out and show the decorations now. So the decoration is going to be your regular 3, 4-shot, spread shot, mighty bow jewel. And then from there, mixture of all the different jewels as well. I use 1 expert. You could switch out this attack for another expert to get that extra 5%, but it's up to you. I actually think I saved over this testing the 2, whether or not it's worth using attack jewel. So either way you do it, it works, because that'll put you up to expert 4, while the attack jewel only gives you attack 3. So attack 3 doesn't really, or attack 2 doesn't really matter a whole lot. And the Blaze Jewel, the Rathalos Coil gives you +2 fire, and this gives you your 3rd fire. You can actually maybe switch out this attack jewel for a fire jewel, and that'll give you maximum fire element, which could be really good. That's probably the better option than switching it for expert. It'll give you an extra damage or 2 per arrow with a critical mastery skill, the Rathalos 2-piece set bonus. So that's probably your best option with that, but it's kind of, like I've said 10 times, it's up to you how you want to do that. But let's go and see the set. So you see the base affinity right now is 0% compared to the Kulve Thunder 30%, but you can see the massive attack increase on this set, just raw attack, no food buffs, nothing. So this set has a lot more damage output, just doesn't have the consistent critical hits, which you can get rid of with the affinity booster. But that's the end of that set. So next we're going to go into, sorry for having to scroll so far, the Kulve Thunder Bow. So the Kulve Thunder Bow was a game changer. This bow was so freaking good. I'm happy it came out, because before, Tobi Kadachi Bow was the only Thunder Bow, and it was not even worth using except for maybe Devil Joe. So Devil Joe was weak to Thunder, but you could honestly just use Dragon and get, like, I'm pretty sure almost the exact same damage, if not like 1 damage less per hit, per arrow. But this came in and it completely flipped what kind of bow you're going to use. So now Devil Joe using this, Kulve Thunder using this for the first stage. With Kushala Daora, I'm pretty sure this is going to be your best option. Maybe if you can do something with Devil Joe bow, but I don't have a Devil Joe bow build in here, just so you guys know. I may make another video on that later if I can find a good setup for it, because you can put a ridiculous amount of expert on that now, and I'm sure it's really strong, but it's just not a bow I use, so not messing with that now. So with this set, we're going to use the Kulve Thunder Headpiece B, Rathalos Mail B, Kirin Longarms Y, which is the Gamma Kirin arms, the Kulve Thunder Malus B, and Azure Starlord Guards A. So this is what I came up with. You can obviously change a few things and probably make very similar to the same set, or possibly even better. It's just I really wanted to use the Kirin piece in some shape or form. So as you can see, this is affinity augmented as well. There are all the abilities again, and its starting affinity is at 20% with that augment. Very, very nice. I didn't show my Anjanath augments, so let me go ahead and go and show this set's decorations, then I'll show the augments on Anjanath. So here are all the things on there. All your 1 slots are going to be used for bolt jewels. I always put crit boost first as my priority skill. You need a 1 tenderizer jewel to max out weakness exploit, and that's basically it. Pretty simple, just got to have the rare jewels and you're good to go. So I'll show this real quick. If you want to pause the video here and make this set, feel free to. And then I'm going to skip off this, and we're going to go back to the Anjanath bow just so I can talk about the affinity and stuff. And like I said, this is a long video. We're 15 minutes in. It's going to end up being 25-ish minutes. But it is what it is. So over here, I have 1 affinity, 1 attack, and 1 health regen. So if you want, you can do all affinity for this. It works very well. 20% affinity, base starting. Can't complain. You're going to be sitting at a 0% affinity at the start of your ability. So it would boost this up even higher, up to, if you put that extra expert jewel in, you can be sitting at like 5% affinity base instead of 0. So 15 total affinity is what that would end up being, I believe. But with this, I have a health regen augment because of Val Hazaak Arch-Tempered Val Hazaak. Arch-Tempered Val Hazaak, if you don't have a health augment on your fire bow, you're having a rough time. So that's the reason that's on there right now. But I suggest keeping it on there for him. And it honestly doesn't change that much having a 5% affinity boost over the health augment. But the attack increase is up to you whether or not you want to use affinity for that instead. Alright, so now let's get into the fourth set, which is going to be one of the dragon bows, I believe. Yep, the Kulve Thunder dragon bow. So here's the Kulve Thunder Arrow Queen. The Kulve Thunder Arrow Queen is amazing. I really like it. All the dragon bows are usable, honestly, but the dragon, the Kulve Thunder one just sounds cool and it's golden, so I like it a lot. But we're going to be sitting on Critical Eye 4, Dragon Attack 3, Free Element Ammo 3, Weakness Exploit 3, Constitution 3, and then your normal 3 bow abilities, and 1 level of Agitator just because it came off one of the pieces. So with this set, we're going to be using the Azure Star-Lord Crown Ace. So there's another part where the Star-Lord armor comes into play. So you're going to at least want the feet and the headpiece are the main important parts when grinding for Star-Lord. So if you only want to beat it twice and get those, you can. I went ahead and did the full set. But like I said, I'll be posting those when I see the guys that I regularly send people to go live. I'll be posting their Twitches in the Discord for that. But then we have the Rathos Nail B, Val Hazaak Gamma arms. So those are Arch-Tempered Val Hazaak arm pieces, which were amazing for bow sets. Just a game changer for bows. And then Kulve Thunder Malice B, and then Kieran Leg Guards B. And Kieran Leg Guards are just for getting that ability. I have not augmented this bow yet, just because I haven't fought many things weak to Dragon. But with 2 augments, you're starting at already 25% affinity. So that's going to be boosted up to 35% starting affinity, or 40, depending on what you do your augments for. And it's got power coatings and Poison Plus, which could be good when playing with other people online. So overall, a very, very solid bow. I'll go ahead and show the decorations right now. And scroll over to skills. So if you guys want to make this bow set, here's the chance to pause it. I'll talk over it for a second. So we're going to have the Mighty Bow, 4-shot spread shot like normal, 1 tenderizer to give that 3rd level. And I put the rest all into expert. So you don't need any more Dragon Attack because the Val Hazaak braces gives +3 Dragon Attack. So the rest of it is just going straight into affinity, and very, very solid bow set. And that's all I got for that. We're going to go through the sets probably quite a bit faster now because there's not much more to talk about. That's my items. So the next set is going to be the Water Proud Bow. So here's a portion that I'm going to show a picture. So let me talk about this first. I'm going to go ahead and show just the info. Your base affinity is 30%, and you're going to want to do 2 slot upgrades for this just to give you the extra 2 slot. Because when you do 2 slot upgrades, it gives a stacked slot on top of one another, so you can have that extra piece in there to maximize all your skills, and 1 affinity increase. But 30% affinity is fantastic, but the Kulve Thunder bow is better if you have that, but I'll show that picture after. So I'm just going to go straight this time into the decorations. I'll talk over from here. So we have Critical Eye level 5 because you have so many 1 slots in the set, it's ridiculous. So 3 Expert Jewels, 3 Stream Jewels, Critical Boost Jewel. So honestly, now with this set, you don't have to do 2 slot upgrades if you want. You can you could do 2 attacks if you wanted to, and that would be fine. But for me, I had it left over because in your old sets you had to do this. So I just left it augmented this way. But if you haven't augmented Hunter's Proud Bow, feel free to do it however you would like. The slot augment, or slot, yeah, I guess augments don't really matter as much because all it's going to let you do is add a critical jewel in there, which is going to give you 5% on critical hits, which is good because the set is sitting at a base 80% affinity on weak spots, but overall not too bad. So you have 3 stream jewels. You could put a 4th one in if you're using the Kulve Thunder bow, because you're going to use the exact same set with the Kulve Thunder bow. The Kulve Thunder stream, or no, it's not stream. I'm not sure what it's called. It'll show in the picture, but you're going to use the 3 affinity, and then your normal bow trio setup, Mighty Bow, 4-shot. Oh, I have 2 4-shots on this, sorry. Let me go ahead. I saved it incorrectly. So you put a spread shot in here. There we go. So now that's proper. So I'm going to put the timestamp right here where the set's actually showing correctly. And then 1 crit boost, 1 tenderizer to max that out, and then that's all you need. And this bow is very powerful. You can just dominate Teostra with it, but the Kulve Thunder bow, which I'm going to show right now, this is so much better. So if you have the ability to make the set showing on screen right now, make that. But I don't have it, so I'm not able to show it. And I have fought Kulve Thunder so many times and not been able to get it. Absolutely brutal. but I'll leave that up for a second. So if you have the Kulve water bow, use it. If you don't, just use this Hunter's Proud bow, and it's amazing as well. So we'll go into the next set now. So change equipment. So the next set is going to be the ice bow set. So there is a Kulve ice bow, but honestly, it's not that great. It's really strong, but with the negative affinity that comes with it, this bow is just going to end up being better overall. So I'll go ahead and show the skills on this. We got critical eye level 6, which is 30% extra affinity. Ice attack 4, maxing out the ice attack on it. Weakness exploit 3, constitution 3, attack boost 1, bow trio. Power prolonger just comes with the set, and then 1 level of crit boost. So this set is very, very good. You can dominate Lunastra, any Diabloses especially. The Kulve bow is okay if you want to use it. You can make a pretty good set. Basically just copy one of the other sets and switch out for ice attack, like the water set I just showed. You can switch it out and just put the ice set on there, and it works really well. But I just don't use it. I just prefer the Legia bow. So here's this. That's it for that. Nothing too out of the ordinary. It's just a slight upgrade from the original. But as you can see, max 510 element, which is huge, and a base 30% affinity. And I don't have it augmented yet, so it'd be base 35% affinity if you did augment it. I have it augmented. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. Keep forgetting, I guess. But that's it for that set. So let's get into the next one, which is going to be the Val Hazaak Dragon Bow. Another very good option. So just the stats right there, you can see the decrease in almost everything. The affinity is lower, the dragon element's lower, but the attack is quite a bit higher. So you're focusing more on raw damage with this set, but overall it's just as good as the other bow, just because the element trade-off you're getting in raw damage. So it's kind of another one of those things where it's just up to you which one you want to use. If you want to go for style, you can go for the golden bow. If you just, for some reason, like this bow, you can do it. So we got Mighty Bow, got 2 attack jewels to give us that attack boost level 4. You can switch these 2 attack jewels off for more critical if you want, but I saw the opportunity for attack boost 4, so I took it. All up to you. The Val Hazaak arms gives you all the dragon attack you need. You don't have to put any more in. Got the crit boost, 1 tenderizer, and your 4-shot spread shot Mighty Bow. So overall, very, very solid set. And then for the augments on this, I believe I don't have this one augmented either, just because I normally use the Kulve bow instead. Yep, still don't have this one augmented, so you could make it better, 25% affinity or 30% and an attack boost. So could be very, very good still overall, but with the Val Hazaak one, or with the Kulve one, you can get it even higher. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the decoration screen just for 1 second, just so if you would like to make this set, you can pause the video right here. Go ahead and make that set. And then back out of this, we're going to go over, we're almost there, over halfway finished now. Then this is going to get faster, or no, we're almost done. So this is my favorite bow in the game. I just love using this bow. It's, for some reason, I did a speed run on Devil Joe and actually competed really well with the people using the better bows, and I used the worst bow for it. So with this bow, it is the Dragon Bone bow. It's what I used going through the game, so I just had a weird thing with it. I really liked it. So with this set, attack boost 4, dragon attack 4, critical eye 4, weakness exploit 3, constitution, crit boost 2, and the bow trio with the random power prolonger. But as you can see with this set, you're able to basically get everything to a really good level. And the only problem with it is it just has such low raw attack. Actually, I'll show this real quick. If you want to make the set, pause the video right here and go ahead and make it. And I'm going to go outside and show what I did with it. So the only way I could compete with like speedrun times in any way before was by putting 3 attack increase augments, because that's the only... It had plenty of affinity, so this was my way of trying to... If I got really lucky on my criticals, then with the attack boost, I was able to somewhat compete in times, but this is just one of my favorite bows in the game. Doesn't even look cool, I just like it for some reason. But that's the set. A 540 element, I believe it maxes barely higher than that, so it's not worth going any higher on dragon attack. But it's still a solid bow overall. And that's just an example that shows that honestly anything you use in the game is usable. You just have to kind of finagle it to get it to work right. So the next set is the jump shot build. Jump shotting is one of my favorite things in the game. Like, it's really cheesy, but it's really funny how fast you can kill monsters. You can see the attack is 312 on it. That's ridiculous. But this is a huge upgrade from the original. So with this, you're going to be setting attack boost 6, which before was attack boost 7, agitator 5. But with this, you have level 3 critical boost now and a ton of affinity to balance out the negative affinity. So overall, through testing, this set does end up being better than the original set. So you have your non-elemental bow charge plus spread power shots. You don't want normal shots because that doesn't affect your jump shot. But this bow doesn't have that many uses. You can use it against like Basil Goose and any arena monster and Nurg. So those 3 are basically use cases for it, but you can kill all those monsters in like a minute if you use this bow. So I may actually upload a Basil Goose speedrun with this bow set, since it's out as an event quest for like an HR up event. I'll try that a few times tonight. If I get a good time, I'll post that in the upcoming days. But the set's just really good if you want to make it. I might go for some more arena runs with it too, because arena bow jump shotting is unbelievable. It's just overpowered. But also, do not put the thing that gives you a 10% increase to your jumping attacks. I don't remember what the name of that. The jumping? No, it is evasion, flight. Yeah, it's flight. So don't put airborne. It doesn't affect your jump shots. So with this, you do have the option to change Challenger Charm. I went ahead with Agitator because you do get hit a lot when doing this. So I went with Agitator over Peak Performance because Peak Performance would be a slight attack increase. Or you could switch out that for... you could switch out the Challenger Charm for an attack jewel, remove the 2 attack jewels, or say you don't have 2 attack jewels, remove the 2 attack jewels, put more critical jewels in, and then if you want to put a vitality jewel in or something like that, that could work too, or a para jewel if you have one of those. It does have paralysis on the set, and you can paralyze off a jump shot, which is hilarious. So that is an option to do as well. But overall, this is the set I use for it. So we'll go out and just look at the base stats. 10% starting affinity on a Diablos bow is hilarious whenever I'm used to sitting at very negative affinity. I did affinity augment it. If you don't have it augmented with this set, you're still going to be at 0%, which is just fine. Weakness exploit level 3 is going to give you a decent amount, plus the affinity booster. You're in the affinity booster almost the whole hunt because they're fast hunts. So with those 2 combined, if you hit a weak point, 100% affinity, even not hitting a weak point, you're sitting at 50%. So overall, it just works out really well. I don't go too overboard on affinity with this because of the fact that you're in the affinity booster the whole time. So it's just a good set. It's a fun set to mix things up with if you want to just go fight something different with the bow. And the last set actually surprised me a lot. So the final set here is my Lazy set. It was in the last video, but this set, the best way to describe it is the set you want to use when you don't want to keep switching bow sets to fight monsters because of elements. Like, you don't want to take the time to go and use whatever's best against anything. And this set is so powerful now that it probably honestly could outdamage some of the normal sets that I just showed fighting normal monsters. So like I said, you're sitting at your base 312 attack on it, and this is going to have attack boost, basically the same skills. It's just switching out to have constitution and another level of critical boost. And it's so good. I wanted to test this, and this is the last bow on that I made, or bow set I made, and I fought a Rothian in the arena. I beat in a minute 40 seconds with this set, so it's honestly very, very powerful. I was hitting it for probably more than I was hitting it with my old sets, but I know the new sets would likely outdamage it. But this overall is your go-to set if you don't want to mess with switching your set all the time. So I have heard that a lot. People are like, I don't want to use bow because I don't want to constantly be switching weapons. But if you want to use bow and not be constantly switching weapons, this is the go-to thing to do. So here's the things for this set. I'm going to leave this on the screen because this is the 10th bow set for the video. If you guys have any other sets you've made and want to post them down below in the description, feel free to. Like I said, the Discord's open. Link for that will be down in the description. And then streaming on Twitch. And lastly, if you guys have any video ideas that you would like to see, feel free to comment them. I am planning on making a lot more videos, either all world or possibly a mixture of Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, depending on what you guys decide below. And that's all I got. So the video ended up being 30 minutes. Timestamps hopefully will be put up accordingly. And we're all good to go. So it's been Mitch Ordidi from Hunters for Hire, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.